Scouting's history goes back to the turn of the 20th century to a British Army officer, Robert Stevenson Smith Baden-Powell, commonly known as BP. BP was always eager to learn new skills and played the piano and violin. He liked woodcrafting and catching and cooking rabbits. He was a soldier, artist, actor, and free thinker. When he was older, he was stationed in India. He discovered that his men did not know basic first aid or the elementary means of survival in the outdoors. Baden-Powell realized he needs to teach his men many frontier skills, so he wrote a small handbook called Aids to Scouting, which emphasized the qualities of leadership that frontier conditions demanded. After returning from the Boer War, Baden-Powell was amazed to find that his little handbook had caught the interest of English boys. They were using it to play the game of scouting. In August 1907, BP gathered about 20 boys and took them to Brownsea Island in a sheltered bay off England's southern coast. They set up a makeshift camp that would be their home for the next 12 days. The boys had a great time. They divided into patrols and played games, went on hikes, and learned hunting and pioneering. They learned to cook outdoors without utensils. Scouting began on that island and would sweep the globe in a few years. The next year, Baden-Powell published his book, Scouting for Boys, and scouting continued to grow. About this time, on a farm in Connecticut, a naturalist and author named Ernest Thompson Seton was organizing a group of boys called the Woodcraft Indians, and Daniel Carter Beard, an artist and writer, organized the Sons of Daniel Boone. In many ways, the two organizations were similar, but they were not connected. They were all destined to become Boy Scouts one day soon. But first, an American businessman had to get lost in the fog in England. William D. Boyce was grasping his way through the fog when a boy suddenly appeared and offered to take him to his destination. When they arrived, Boyce tried to tip the boy, but the boy refused and courteously explained that he was a scout and could not accept payment for a good turn. When Boyce returned for home, he had a suitcase filled with information and ideas. And so on February 8, 1910, Boyce incorporated the Boy Scouts of America. The unknown scout who helped him in the fog was never heard from again, but he will never be forgotten. His good turn is what brought scouting to our country. Seton became the first chief scout of the BSA. Beard was made the national commissioner. The first executive officer was James E. West, who had risen above a tragic boyhood and physical disability to become a successful lawyer. He dedicated himself to helping all children have a better life and led the Boy Scouts of America for 32 years as the chief scout executive. Scouting has grown in the United States from 2,000 Boy Scouts and leaders in 1910 to millions strong today. From a program for Boy Scouts only, it has spread into a program including Cub Scouts, Webelow Scouts, Boy Scouts, Varsity Scouts, and Ventures. So be prepared, boys. In 1914, BP began implementing a program for younger boys that was based on Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book. The terms Law of the Pack, Akela, Wolf Cub, Grand Howl, Den, and Pack all come from the Jungle Book. The Wolf Cub program began in 1916, and since that time, wolf cubbing has spread to other European countries with very little change. Scouting's founder was never able to completely overcome his surprise at Scouting's worldwide appeal. As it swept the globe, Scouting brought new adventures and opportunities, along with responsibilities. The first World Scout Jamboree took place at Olympia, London in 1920. At its closing scene, BP was unanimously proclaimed Chief Scout of the World. BP wrote no fewer than 32 books. He received honorary degrees from at least 6 universities. In addition, 28 foreign orders and decorations and 19 foreign scout awards were bestowed upon him. He traveled extensively and kept in touch with scouting around the world. In 1912, he married Olive Soames, who was his constant help and companion in all his work, and who became greatly involved in guiding and scouting. They had 3 children, Peter, Heather, and Betty. Lady Olive Baden-Powell was later known as World Chief Guide. Many of our grandfathers, grandmothers, moms and dads, and family and friends have worked diligently to make scouting possible. To all we say thank you for keeping scouting alive and blessing the lives of so many boys. After Baden-Powell's death, a letter was found in his desk that was handwritten to all scouts. It included this passage: "Try to leave this world a little better than you found it. And when your turn comes to die, you can die happy in feeling that at any rate you have not wasted your time, but have done your best. Lord Baden-Powell." These words are a fitting epitaph, for as he won the respect of the great by his strength, he won the hearts of the youth by his example, and he continued to inspire young people all over the world.